one of the most important questions that you need to ask yourself, am I in balance? In balance. You know, balance is one of the most important principles of the universe. Everything has to be in balance to function properly. And the universe, it may look at certain segments, it seems like it's chaotic, but actually everything's in balance. You know, our solar system is in balance with other solar systems. Our planets are in balance with each other. They stay the same distance apart. We move around the sun basically the same way all the time. And so the solar system is in balance. Nature is in balance. Again, it may seem like it's extreme at times, but it always balances itself out. And every creature that was put here for a reason to keep proper balance. And so now that's one of the reasons that we're having so many of these problems. We're having so much climate change and different disasters around our planet Earth, is because we've destroyed so many plants and so many animals that we've gotten the Earth out of balance. So that's the most important question. You got to ask yourself, how's my life? How's my life out of balance? And you can tell very well if things aren't going really well in all aspects of your life, if you're not really healthy, if you're not being really successful, if you're not really happy, if you're not really feeling well, then something's out of balance. So you have to take the time to really see what's going on in your body. It's like, see, our body likes homeostasis. That means a certain way, a certain status alike, and to stay in that way. It means like, the body likes a certain status of our whole system. In other words, like our blood has to stay within a very narrow range around 7.3 pH, or we'll actually die. And so all the systems of our body need to be in balance, and when they're out of balance, that's when our body breaks down and we get sick. You know, for some reason we're humans, we're into extremes, but anytime you have an extreme, it throws it out of balance and things don't work right. So if you're eating too much, or you're not eating enough, or if you're eating way too much of food that's not nutritious for you, junk foods, you're going to get out of balance, right? And so the same thing, exercise. If you're not exercising at all, moving your body, you're out of balance. And then on the other hand, if you're doing way too much, if you're doing too extreme, you get your body out of balance and your health breaks down. So, and the same with sleep, right? If you don't get enough sleep, what happens? Your body acts like to shut down because you're out of balance. So it's always about balancing what we're thinking, you know, how we're reacting to other people, what we're eating, how we're moving our body, how we're taking care of it. It's all about balance so we can stay in harmony with nature and with harmony with the universe. So I want you to take some time and just sit down and think, how is my life in balance? And all the so-called problems that you may be having or struggles you're having is due because you're out of balance. But the good thing is, you know, we can be aware of where we're out of balance. So we always need to strive to create equilibrium in our body. And when our body is balanced, then our body can heal itself. Another important concept to know that only our body can actually heal itself. You know, any kind of drugs or chemistry or any kind of human intervention may have some short-term benefits, but usually it also has some long-term problems that it causes in the body. So whenever you're not feeling well, you got to strive to get yourself back into balance. You got to make sure you're taking in enough water, enough good nutrition, you're getting enough sleep. Your thoughts are balanced. You're thinking about what your body needs and what you want, and what you need to create in your life on a positive basis, and not thinking about all the problems that you have. Then you're out of balance again, and that stays where you are. So I think it's so important to understand this concept of balance. Now, also, the reason that balance is so important is physically. Now, we don't have enough room to show you right here, but the way that we help to learn how to stay better in the balance, and how I have it with my clients, balance is all in the hips. It's about shifting the weight from side to side. So if you shift your weight over to one leg, then you can bring this other leg up, and you can move it any way you want. I'm not showing you right here. Well, hold on a second. Let me just move this back. Let me move the tripod back and see if we get enough space here. Yeah, so in other words, if you bring this leg up, and I got all my weight on my down leg, I should be able to stay here, and I should be able to do whatever I need to do. And the same thing, you shift your weight to the other side and bring this leg up. And then I'm in balance. So many people don't have good balance, especially as you age. And what happens is they lose their balance and fall down and actually injure themselves and maybe break a hip. So what I teach my clients is, you can do it like on a kitchen counter or a real sturdy, heavy chair. Just practice that. Just shift your weight to one side, bring your leg up. Shift to the other, and do it so that you can just easily shift that weight over. But if you need something to hold on to, then just barely hold on to it for balance. So practice. So see, walking is actually all about balance. It's about shifting weight to one foot, shift the weight to the other foot. So that's an important exercise, is to work on your balance to where you can easily just shift your weight to one side, shift to the other, and always be aware of your feet. You don't want to have your feet too close together when you start to walk or move, because you can actually trip over yourself. So keep your feet shoulder width apart, even when you're standing. Maybe you're at the counter washing dishes, check your feet. See where your feet are, because if you have to move suddenly, if your feet are close together, you might trip yourself. So just work on balance. Shift the weight, it's all on the hip, shift the weight over, so all the weight's on the down leg, and then you can free up the other leg to do whatever you want. So that's this short segment on balance. So if you want to, and of course my Ageless Living lifestyle that I teach is a complete mind, body, and spiritual wellness system, and balance is one of the biggest things that we work on. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can go to agelessliving.com. Alright, so this is Rico Cavillius telling you to stay in balance. That's where you function well, that's where you feel good, that's where you have lots of energy, that's when you're happy. Stay in balance.